Shalom, shalom. This is the brother Kahan from the GMS Prophetic Vibration Camp here in Trinidad with another lesson through the power and spirit of Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai. First and foremost, Kal Halayim, La Alahayanawa, Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai, Ba'asham, Rakah HaKodash, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah, Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah, Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Peace, blessings, salutations unto the brothers who preaching and teaching the truth throughout the four corners of the earth, risking their lives and their freedoms to do so now more than ever. Shalom unto the speckled Israelites who looks like the other nations but are Israel through their forefatherly lineage. And shalom unto the very few but faithful Akoats, which are the sisters. Alright? The name of this lesson is Time and the Times of Time. Alright? Time and Times of Time. You see, you have to understand this here, you know, especially to the younger brothers and sisters, you know, the newly awakened brothers and sisters through the power and spirit of Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai, alright, is that everything, it moves within a time period in which it ought to take place or ought to happen through the power and spirit of Yahweh Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai. Everything has a time frame to it in this world, in this life that we live. Alright? Because everybody has a part to play in this movie, as you would say, you know. And everything goes according to the time of Yahweh Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai. Alright? Every single thing. Because there is a time for everything upon the face of the earth. Right now, we are in a time of great evil. Alright? A time of great evil, a time of serious temptation that is going to, I will put it, the word in my mouth and I don't know how to say, that is going to shape our future. Alright? That time is coming. Matter of fact, that time is upon us right now. Alright? And with all this evil that has taken place, it must take place because this is the time for it. In order for Esau's kingdom to come to an end, and for Jacob, the children of Israel, alright, time to come into rulership. Alright? So enough rambling. Let's get with the program. So I will start with the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3 and verse 1. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. Alright? Because everything has a purpose, but its purpose, the purpose of it must come within its time. Alright? Continuing, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted, a time to kill and a time to heal. Alright? And we are in dual time where a time to kill and a time to heal is concerned, right? Because we are in a time now where, death, the angel of death is gearing up, all right? It's just at it lukewarm stage. Pretty soon it's going to turn up. But at the same time, healing is taking place by the way of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai waking up his elect, all right, of the nation of Israel, and bringing us back to what? To remembrance. But we wouldn't be fully healed until we enter into the kingdom of heaven. All right? A time to break down and a time to build up. So just as I said earlier on, right now we're in a transitional period, okay? Because Esau's kingdom is being broken down through the power and spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai by the way of his prophets on the highways and on the byways and on the unicorn, and the spiritual temple, the spiritual house of King David is being built up at the same time. Alright? Verse 4, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance. And right now we're in a mourning time. This is not a time to dance and what have you. We're in a time of mourning. Because we're not in the kingdom of heaven. That time to laugh and to dance and all of that, that's when we out of this wicked place, this wicked kingdom. We in our rulership, never to be taken down again. Verse 5, a time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together. A time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing. Alright? A time to get and a time to lose, a time to keep and a time to cast away, a time to rent and a time to sow, a time to keep silent and a time to speak. And we are in that time now. Alright, we are no more hid in a corner. Thine eyes shall see thy teachers. Isaiah 30 and 20. We are speaking. A time to love and a time to hate. And boy oh boy, the hopeful elect is in that period of hating. A time of war, which we are coming into, which we are entering into, and a time of peace, which will only take place when the so-called white man Esau Edom has been taken out of his rulership. Then the earth shall see peace. But as of now, it is not that time. Okay? It is not that time. Because there's a lot of prophecies that needs to be taking place still. Not a lot, but there's prophecies still. That's what I should say, There's prophecies still that needs to be taking place. Alright? Because at the ending of the day, as we read in the first verse, alright, a time to every purpose under heaven. Okay? So now, seeing that we get in the first instance and first understanding of time, because time is something that is very important. I think I could just bear with me. Let me see something here. All right.
Time.
All right. Time. The indefinite continued progress of existence and events in the past, present, future regarded as a whole. All right. the indefinite continued progress of existence. All right? Progress of existence, which is what the prophecies and events in the past, prophecies that already had passed, all right, present, prophecies that we see in fulfilling before our eyes now, and future, which is to come, regarded as a whole. All right? You go down here more. It says a plan, schedule, or arrange when something should happen or be done. All right? We have some synonyms here. Schedule, set up, arrange, organize. All right? To line up, prearrange. All right? Program. Because, hey, this is even this word and all, program. All right? Even this word here, program, you know, everything in this life, in everything that we see here, it had been programmed. Everything that is taking place, it's programmed to happen. But it's programmed to happen within its due time, to carry out its purpose. Okay? So let's go back to the scriptures. Alright? Everything is at its time. When you go to Habakkuk 2, and I will start at 1, it reads, I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for at appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. All right? Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. Because everything has its time and purpose. All right? And it's all through the power and spirit of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh Shai. Okay? Everything has its time and purpose. Every single thing. That's why with the times that is the time that we're living in here right now, we ought to watch it circumspectly. All right? We ought to be focused. We ought to hey, let's go to 2nd Esdras 9 and 1. It reads what? 2nd Esdras 9 and 1. It reads, he answered me then and said, measure thou the times diligently within itself, and when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. All right? These are the things that we ought to, be mindful of. Measure the time diligently, be circumspect. Because the thing is, we don't have much time. And a lot of people, they are playing with their time. The little bit of precious time that we have, a lot of people out here who is in the world, they playing with it. Alright, because Yahweh Hashem Yahushua really and truly didn't open the eyes to really see. Alright? It's only a select few he opened the eyes to see. To see the times that they're living in, to see, to know who the enemy is, and know what the enemy is putting in place. Alright, for their demise and what have you. Alright? Because the enemy also, he deals with time. Esau Edom, he deals with time also too. Alright? That's why he has something called what? Gradualism. Alright? He does things gradually. He don't rush it. He does things gradually. Alright? So when the time is right, like Micah, hey man, I ain't even had that on my list really. Let's go to Micah 2:1. Alright? Micah 2:1. Alright. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds, and when the morning is light, which means what? When the time is right. Alright? When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hands. Alright? Because why? Job 9:24, the earth is what? Given into the hands of the wicked. Alright? So, whilst Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is moving things into place and putting things into place and letting it happen within its purpose time. Alright? Is the same with Esau, but the thing is Esau don't even have the clue that is Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai pushing him to make the moves that he is making. When he thinking that he's working on his own, alright, when these elites think that they are working on their own and things are coming into place, things are falling into place, alright, by the way of they doing it within their own time, not knowing is Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, he is doing it. Alright? He is the one that is doing it. You know, so what is the scripture? Oh yeah, 2nd Ezra, right. So I don't need to go to that. Alright? Because there is what it is about. It's all about time. Let's go back to 2nd Ezra. 2nd Ezra chapter 4 and 22. Alright, 2nd Ezra 4 and 22. It reads, Then answered I and said, I beseech thee, O Yahweh, let me have understanding. For it was not my mind to be curious of the high things, but of such as pass by us daily, namely, wherefore Israel is given up as a reproach to the heathen, and for what cause the people whom thou hast loved is given over unto ungodly nations, and why the law of our fathers is brought to naught, and written covenants come to none effect. And we pass away out of the world as grasshoppers, and our life is astonishment and fear, and we are not worthy to obtain mercy. What will he then do unto his name, whereby we are called? Of these things have I asked. Then answered he me, which is the angel, alright, answered Esdras, alright, and said, The more thou searchest, the more thou shalt marvel, for the world hasteth fast to pass away, and cannot comprehend the things that are promised to the righteous in time to come. Alright? We're reading over again, verse 26. Then answered he me and said, The more thou searchest, the more thou shalt marvel, for the world hasteth fast to pass away, and cannot comprehend the things that are promised to the righteous in time to come. For this world is full of unrighteousness and infirmities. But as concerning the things whereof thou askest me, I will tell thee, for the evil is sown, but the destruction thereof is not yet come. Because why? It is not time as yet for the destruction to come. Because why? Things have to occur. You know, there are other things that have to occur, all right, to bring forth its purpose in order for the destruction to come. All right? If therefore that which is sown be not turned upside down, and if the place where the evil is sown pass not away, then cannot it come that is sown with good at all. All right? Because evil is still on the scene. Evil works, evil deeds, evil people is still on the scene. So in order for good to come, the evil have to go back. The evil has to come to fruition Alright? Where it's being destroyed in order for goodness to reign, which is righteousness. Alright? The two can't live together. Alright? Because it will always have friction. Alright? For the grain of the evil seed that had been sown in the heart of Adam from the beginning, and how much ungodliness hath it brought up unto this time, and how much shall it yet bring forth until the time of threshing come. Alright? Ponder now by thyself how great fruit of wickedness the grain of evil seed had brought forth. And when the ears shall be cut down, which are without number, how great a floor shall they fill? Then answered I and said, how and when shall these things come to pass? Wherefore our years are few and evil. And he answered me, saying, Do not thou hasten above the most highest, for thy haste is in vain to be above him, for thou hast much exceeded. Alright, so everything has its time and its purpose. Alright, and the reason why, we still in this evil state, this evil kingdom, alright, is because it is not time yet, although it is coming to its end, alright, but it is not time yet for it to fully be destroyed. Yeah? It is not time yet. Alright, second I just what the hell? 5. Second I just 5 and 41. Yeah, 41. Second I just 5 and 41. It reads, And I said, Behold, O Lord, yet art thou nigh unto them that be reserved till the end. Alright, which is what? The hope for the elect. Alright? And what shall they do that have been before thee, that have been before me, or we, that be now, or that they shall come after us? And he said unto me, I will liken my judgment unto a ring, like as there is no slackness of the last, even so there is no swiftness of the first. So I answered and said, Couldest thou not make those that have been made be now, and that are to come at once, that thou mightest shew thy judgment sooner? Alright? Esdras is asking, so the ones, that had been before, because this is going into reincarnation. Alright? This is going into reincarnation. Alright? But I want to straight into the topic and go and explain reincarnation. Alright? But we're going with time. We're sticking on the topic, which is time. Alright, so he asked them, why do I have all those from the past, them here now, and the ones that has come to the future? Why you don't have them all in our own one, and let's judge, and let's bring the judgment all sooner, and But what he said? Verse 44. Then answered he me and said, that the creature may not haste above the Maker, neither may the world hold them at once that shall be created therein. And I said, As thou hast said unto thy servant, that thou which givest life to all hast given life at once to the creature that thou hast created, and the creature beareth, even so it might now also bear them that be present at once. And he said unto me, Ask the womb of a woman, and say unto her, If thou bringest forth children, why dost thou it not together, but one after another? Pray her therefore to bring forth 10 children at once. And I said, She cannot, but it must be done by a distance of time. Alright, it must be done by a distance of time. Then said he unto me, Even so I have given the womb of the earth to those that be sown in it in their times. So, what is taking place now is that everybody that is upon the face of the earth and their roles that they play in this life, all right, it is their time to play it out. And it is going to be their time to face, this is the time now for them to face the judgment. Likewise as Esau, all right? Likewise as Esau, the so-called white man, all right? And the elite that be, all right? Because they are upon the face of the earth to carry out the purpose of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, all right? And in time, they will what? They will be judged. Because it is their time to do what they are doing and their time to be judged. Everything has its time and its purpose. Okay? As I say, the elites, they do their thing within a stipulated time and what have you. Alright? To bring forth their agenda. And it's the same thing with Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. They do it on the left hand side, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai do it on the right hand side. Because everything is according to time. Oh yeah? Every single thing is according to time. 2 Ezra 6. 2 Ezra 6 and 29. It reads, and he walked, and when he talked with me, behold, I looked by little and little upon him before whom I stood. And these words said he unto me, I am come to shew thee the time of the night to come, which is what? The destruction. Alright, the night represents the destruction. Alright, I am come to show thee the time. He come to show him the vision of the time to come, the destruction to come. Alright, which goes into what 2 Ezra 11, well, even 2 Ezra 9, well, from 7, 8, 9, go all the way down to 16. Go all the way down to 16. Alright, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai was just showing Ezra's the visions. Alright, from his time, going all down to the Grecians, to the Romans. Alright, going all the way down to this time here now that we're living in, the end times. Ezra saw the destruction. Ezra saw the thermal nuclear missiles setting upon Babylon the Great, America. Ezra saw the martial law and all these things that is coming upon the face of the earth. Ezra saw the end time. Alright? So continuing, verse 31. If thou wilt pray yet more and fast 7 days again, I shall tell thee greater things by day than I have heard. For thy voice is heard before the Most High. For the mighty had seen thy righteous dealing, he had seen also thy chastity, alright, which is his humbleness, which thou hast had ever since thy youth. And therefore hath he sent me to shew thee all these things, and to say unto thee, be of good comfort, and fear not, and hasten not with the times that are past. Alright? Don't study the times that has already passed. It done pass, it done gone. Alright? To think of vain things. I should have do that back in that time, or I should have do this, or I should have do the other. Alright? Because it vain, it is of naught. Alright? Because these things will just keep you in a carnal mind state. Alright? That thou mayest not hasten for the latter times. Don't study about that, about the past time, because that will have you so occupied you didn't even have time to study about what really coming. Because what coming is because it's time for it to come. Whatsoever coming is because it's time for it to come. And you want to be in a mental state. You want to be in a mental state to be able to withstand the times that is coming. And the only way you could do that is by measuring the times diligently, all right? By what? By focusing on the prophecies, keeping your mind occupied in the prophecies and what have you, through the, keeping your faith and, through this power and spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. All right? Because why? When you go to Ephesians, Ephesians 5 and 14, it reads what? Wherefore he said, awake thou that sleepest, and arise from the dead, and Hamashiach shall give thee light. Right? Which is wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Right? Wisdom, knowledge and wisdom shall be the stability of thy times. All right. See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil. All right. And this is the evil time that we're living in right now. This is the evil time that we are all living in right now. So, we have to cherish this time. We have to cherish this time and use it wisely. Right? We have to use this time wisely. All right? Psalms 90. Psalms 90 and 12. All right. It reads, so teach us to number our days, that we may apply our hearts unto wisdom. Why we numbering our days? Why? Because for time's sake. All right. We number in our days for time's sake, because why? When you go to Romans 13 and 11, it reads what? And that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep, for now our salvation is nearer than when we believe. That is the reason why we are numbering our days. All right, going back to the Psalms 90 and 12. All right. So teach us to number our days, that we may apply our hearts unto wisdom. Because the days are evil, and at the same time the days are evil, the time that we live in is evil. Our salvation is nearer than we believe. So we need to stay focused. Yeah, we need to stay focused. Going back to 2nd Ezra chapter 2 and verse 13. It reads what? Alright? Go and ye shall receive. Alright? Pray for few days unto you, that they may be shortened. The kingdom is already prepared for you. Watch. Because the time of Esau's rulership is coming to an end. The time of the so-called white man dominating upon the face of the earth is coming to an end. The time of wickedness, all right, is coming to an end. But the end is not yet come, because things have to take place first, within its stipulated time for it to take place, in order for the end to come. Barakata. Yeah? Time, man. 2 Corinthians chapter 6 and 2. It reads what? For he said, I have heard thee in a time accepted, and in the day of salvation have I succored thee, help thee. Behold, now is the accepted time. behold, now is the day of salvation. And this is what we're yearning for, that time of salvation, that day. For the missiles to drop on America and the chariots also, so that we can get the hell out of here. We longing for that time. Yeah? We longing for that time. But again, Isaiah 55 and 11, it reads what? I'll start from verse 10. For as the rain cometh down and the snow from heaven, and returneth not thither, but watereth the earth, and maketh it bring forth and bud, that it may give seed to the sower and bread to the eater, so shall my word go forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, which is what? Its purpose. Because why? It is time for whatever, for all his word that he had spoken. Whenever it happened, it is because it was slated to happen, because it was time for it to happen. All right, it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it. All right. Last scripture, 2 Thessalonians, 1 Thessalonians 5, and I'll start at verse 1. It reads, this is the last scripture here, 1 Thessalonians 5 and 1, it reads, but of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. Why? For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. But ye, brethren, are not in darkness, that day should overtake you as a thief. Ye are the children of light and the children of the day. We are not of the night nor of darkness. Therefore let us not sleep as others do, but let us watch and be sober. For they that sleep, sleep in the night, and they that be drunken are drunken in the night. But let us who are of the day be sober, putting on the breastplate of faith and love, for an helmet the hope of salvation. Because why? We know the times and the seasons. Kal halayam, la alahayanawa Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahushai, Ba'asham Rakaha Kodash. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai. Double honors unto my apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well, who taught us this truth, who labored for this truth, who pushed this truth in all truth and sincerity. Double salutations unto the brothers who preaching and teaching this truth through the four corners of the earth, risking their lives and their freedom to do so now more than ever for this truth. On the highways, on the byways, and on the unicorn. Shalom unto the speckled-bird Israelites who looks like the other nations but are Israel through their forefatherly lineage. And shalom unto the very few but faithful Akawats. This is a brother from the GMS Prophetic Vibration, a brother Kahan, from the GMS Prophetic Vibration Camp in Trinidad, saying shalom. Hope you was edified through the power and spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. And hey, times and times of time. Shalom.